All right, we're loading into a one-off replay just because I thought it was a really good game. I was fighting Chad Thorgrim. Thorgrim, wait, I don't know why I said Thorgrim Grudgebear. It's Grombrindal, Son of the Mountain Grombrindal. Playing Vampire Coast versus Skaven. This is normally a matchup that favors Skaven quite heavily, in my opinion. Anticity will beat me on it, but most other people won't. For the Skaven side, we have Lord Skrulk, we have a Warlock Engineer, and we have an Eshin Sorcerer. So to really quickly talk about this while I slow down time, Warlock Engineer has a Howling Morpkill for Gunbats and or Luther Harkon on his Terrorgeist if he's here. Eshin Sorcerer just has Poke if we're going to do like the Count Noctilus Kite game or something. He can throw Warp Stars at Gunnery Wights or the Crabcaster. If like Luther's up in the sky, you have the Crabcaster of Vampires. Lord Skrulk is here. His Libra 1 Shoticus and Rod of Corruption are both very good against Cyrene rushes and Dog rushes. And then he is also a Plague Caster, so I get my summon. So all of them have one spell, all of them have one purpose. I have one Mortar to harass things at long range, one Poison Wind Globe to survive if for some reason the Poison Wind Mortars get shot by a million cannons, but also to clear out stuff in late game. 4 Skaven Slave Slingers, because the general principle against Vampire Coast is that archers are very good. They're an unshielded faction with low armor, and slingers fit the bill. 4 Jezzails to countershoot cannons and or crabs. I wasn't expecting 2 Rotting Leviathans, but we'll get to that. And then I have 2 Gold Chevron to Wolf Rats. I should probably start taking the magic damage variant. That was a mistake in case of Syrenes, but the Gold Chevrons is so... Wolf Rats will destroy Scurvy Dogs in melee as long as they don't break. So the Gold Chevrons are to keep them in the fight. The extra melee stats will help them get the winning in combat leadership buff, and then also just, 10 leadership from the Gold Chevrons actually brings them up to 53 leadership, which makes them all right. For Grombrindal, I've never seen a build like this before. We have double Rotting Leviathan, including Celostra Diraphon. We have 4 Scurvy Dogs. That one's not as unexpected. But then we have Bombers and Deckhands just marching forward with a whole bunch of Gunbats backing them up. The double Crabs is a little scary. I didn't have any Rattling Guns or anything to deal with them. So as we get onto it, I focus 2 Jezzails per Rotting Leviathan, really trying to take them out. I already cast a Libra Bubonicus on it, just immediately trying to take it out. I also saw there was no Vampire Caster, so I know there's no healing coming in. And I wanted to stop her from getting her summons off, but she does walk up and immediately just casts the Damned Knight's Errant behind my front line. I don't have a lot that can fight that. This is immediately when I was like, damn, I wish I had taken the magic damage Wolf Rats. I could have run over there and dealt with that. But Celostra is very, very low at the start of this game. Instead, I abandon this position and take Skrulk out to fight with my dogs against Scurvy Dogs. You can see they get a winning trade on the start there, and then with Skrulk nearby, I'm going to cast, I think, Stand Your Ground to give them more melee defense and keep them in the fight, and even a Rod of Corruption just to drain down these units. Both those dogs will have a very bad time. Now, the Damned Knights Errant have taken out 1 Jezzail unit. They're moving on to another. There's nothing I can do about that, so I abandon it. And over here, my Gold Chevron dogs are fighting a 2v1, and they hang on for a little bit before they're going to break, but Planet Spears are coming over to help. Skaven Slave Slingers are also trying to help out. You can see Skrulk and my dog killed 1 dog and did more damage to the other when it slipped past them. Celos's trying to get away now. She's taking a lot of damage, and she has summoned Rotting Prometheans. My Poison Wind Mortars are running. Poison Slingers are running. Jezzails are running. I think only 1 of them is left online. There's 2, but that one's severely compromised. So you can see most of my forces are compromised already, and Grombrindal is pulling a little bit ahead on the balance of power. Damned Knights Errant and Dogs going to take out these Jezzails. My Eshin Sorcerer's over here all alone. Warlock Engineer's over there all alone. And Skrulk has rallied around this 1 Jezzail trying to poke the last bits out of Celostra, but she gets off another summon. Rotting Prometheans coming in and 2 Gunbats shooting at my Jezzails before I pull my dogs away so they don't get broken by those Rotting Prometheans. Now I have surrounded Celostra with some spears, doing my best there, but she gets a nice Tide Call in, does a lot of damage to them. And the Warlock Engineer is nearby, kind of fighting that Rotting Leviathan. He does have armor-piercing damage, so I just kept him on that. We are very far behind on the balance of power at this point. Very, very far behind. I throw in a summon to keep the Warlock Engineer from breaking, but also to keep Skrulk from breaking because he needs friends nearby, and immediately as I do that, the Warlock Engineer terrifies. And the Rotting Promethean summon's coming in behind Skrulk. Things are looking bad, but I do get a Conclave in the far back of rallying units, and I'm going to try to protect them late into the game. We have Spears rallying. Elsewhere, Eshin Sorcerer is routing, and that is also a problem. 1 last Libra Bubonicus on Celostra. I'm going to try to kill her off once and for all and get rid of the magic and summons. Though I suppose she used both for Rotting Leviathan summons already and her Damned Knights Errant. So, she's gone. Leadership spike for the Vampire Coast, going to make more of their units crumble than usual. My Eshin Sorcerer, a little bit of a slip up here from my opponent. He allows the Eshin Sorcerer to get away with most of his health. Gunbats are shooting Skrulk. This is very bad for me to get out of here. And Wolf Rats are going to get terrified. Now, my mortars have been firing in on Gunbats a little bit. My Jezzails are rallying yet again. I think I will target them onto that Rotting Leviathan. Balance Power is creeping back towards the middle for me, but I do need to keep running away. So Warlock Engineer and Skrulk are going to try to run away from this big beastie as I let Jezzails, hopefully, shoot it down. There we go. They have attack orders. Just took them a little bit. My Eshin Sorcerer rallied while being attacked by dogs, so that is very unfortunate for Grombrindal, and he's going to try to fight his way out of there. Eshin Sorcerers are actually decent little combatants. 35-40 for melee stats, 310 weapon strength. They do okay. Gunbats are following around Skrulk and the Warlock Engineer. My gold chevroned Wolf Rats are attacking the Rotting Leviathan, keeping it in place, doing good armor-piercing damage while Jezzails fire in. There are Gunbats going to shut them down, but I just need to get rid of this last terror-causing thing. Without that, there will be no more terror on the battlefield, and my Skaven can breathe a sigh of relief. Wolf Rats are going to rout, but just as the Rotting Leviathan disintegrates, that is quite good for me. And I believe this is Clan Rat summon, and it'll go away very soon. There it goes. Eshin Sorcerer is over here. He is fighting the good fight. He fought off some Scurvy Dogs, and now is going to kill some zombies. So, Bounce Power is still slightly in Grombrindal's favor. But what do we have? We really just have 4 Gunbats and a whole bunch of chaff trying to take me out at this point. He does have 1 healthy dog unit left that could sweep through and kill a lot of my ranged assets. I don't have a whole lot to protect it at this point. And I thought this was clever. Whether this was intentional or not, but he flew his bats that I was poison winding over my own forces and got me to hit my own dogs and my Jezzails. So that was pretty crafty if he meant to do that. And I noticed that, and I immediately switched targets to something that's not over my own troops. But I was busy trying to figure out what's going on with this Eshin Sorcerer. In the far side, Clan Rat Spears. I'm trying to avoid that little blob. I don't know if I see these dogs, but I was trying to avoid those troops he could possibly rally. And Skrulk throwing around. I use Stand Your Ground just to keep him in the fight. He is getting shot by bats. I'm trying to dodge him as much as I can. My last Jezzails have run. So I have 2 Slingers, Poison Wind Mortars, Poison Wind Globes, and a Clan Rat with shields. And my Gold Chevron Dogs! That will never leave me because they're perfect and great. Eshin Sorcerer is still fighting some chaff. And ammunition's getting a little sparse here for these Gunbats. This one's crumbling as he's running away. He wanted to get away from the Slingers, but maybe should just stay and fight with the crumbling units. Don't know. Tough call. Zombie Pirate Deckhand Mobs and Pole Arms. Spreading out. Don't all want to clump on my Eshin Sorcerer and get, crumbling for all of them. It looks like Gunbats are trying to shoot him, but there's too many of his own chaff in the way. So I take this moment to finally get a breather in. And we are going to Poison Wind / Slingers, because I know my Slingers have tons of ammunition. They're not going to run out. I just want to pepper down these Pole Arms. This is the healthiest unit on the whole map. I want to get rid of it. Gunbat shooting my Eshin Sorcerer. I think he's throwing a couple Ninja Stars at some of these Gunbats occasionally, but I'm noticing they're mostly out of health, so that's fine by me. Dogs are coming up on the backside. I do have my Wolf Rats. Maybe they can fight. They're very low on health. And Poison Wind Mortar is still coming in on these guys who are now getting into my lines and stopping me a little bit. And Wolf Rats are going to get a little side rear charge on these Scurvy Dogs. I definitely didn't want them eating the charge. Poison Wind Globes lend a bit of aid without hitting my own Wolf Rats, which is nice. Skrulk's going to run over. I don't know if he has any supporting things yet. Maybe he has a Rod of Corruption. Yeah. Rod of Corruption, which is essentially a Soul Stealer coming down. It's going to hit these Scurvy Dogs. And yes, also these Pole Arms. Mortars are out of ammunition. These guys that have ammunition are running. Slingers with ammunition are running. Slingers over here are running because of those deck droppers. I am now ahead on the balance power for the first time in a long time. Eshin Sorcerer threw another Ninja Star up at that handgun deck dropper mob that has more ammo. Was trying to get them back into crumbling. Clan Rat Summon just holding off some of the support while we kill these guys. I just want to take the support one at a time. And yes, my globes are back with barely any models, but barely any is, as we say in the business, enough. All I need is some. Skrulk and all my casters are running in there as one big death squad. We are very far ahead on the balance power. Well, not very far, but far ahead on the balance power now. Globes are throwing a few little volleys here into this zombie unit before they're going to be on the way out. They're getting some crumbling and poison damage in there. Skrulk summons yet again, and he's going to try to rear attack these units, crumble them even faster, because I just need to crumble at this point. Gunbats running out of ammunition, but they still have enough to do decent damage, and then they can rear charge me and stuff, so I don't really want this to go long. I just want things to army loss and die. He runs off some of my slingers. I'm super far ahead on the balance of power. I am buffered by summons, though, and this is my last one. I'm out after this. So I'm desperately hoping he doesn't manage to kill or rout Skrulk with the summon fading. I throw one more Ninja Star at it. Finally, these handguns start to crumble away a little bit, and when they lose models, I will be very, very happy. There are gun bats on my rear. There are some zombie deckhand mobs on my rear as well. Send my clan rats after them. They have about half their lifespan left. Doing okay. Hang it in there. Stupid crumbling. Crumble faster. Handgun mobs are still trying to kill Skrull, do the last of the damage to him. And, oh, wait, I have another summon. Okay. Yeah, with that summon, I'll be totally fine. I thought I was out after that. Bats are going to charge in, try to route things, and they honestly get pretty close. Skrull's getting real low. Sun's getting low there, big guy. Handgun bats use the last of their ammo. They're also going to try to charge in, and army losses will come. Well, I was looking risky there for a bit. I was looking real risky. I like the build. I like the build from grombrindal. So the bats got about 500 value apiece. Honestly, the pistol bats got more value. You don't necessarily need the armor piercing versus Skaven. Celostra and the other crab got shut down. But while I was shooting them, I couldn't shoot other stuff, so that's where a lot of that value came in. Skrulk did well. Eshin Sorcerer paid for himself. Warlock Engineer didn't, but that's his life. He was just there for nets. Slingers did okay. Poison Wind Globes did okay. Giselles did fine. And then one of the dogs actually paid for itself with all of its gold chevrons, and the other one unfortunately died. But yeah. I liked that game. I liked that game a lot. Like, in the end, it didn't feel that close, but in the game it felt really close. Because there were so many units like on the verge of breaking. If I didn't get that last summon, it was going to be bad. Alright, goodbye forever.